Welcome. This is a drug-free, alcohol-free, tobacco-free, bully-free, knife-free, and gun-free zone.
So unless you like having a good time,
Right.
you're welcome here.
Yeah. Water and volleyballs are welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
That's about it.
Yeah, I like your comment. Sounds like a baptism.
Yeah. Welcome to the Defiance and Obedience podcast, seeking to build strong men in the home and public square. And here's your hosts, Josh, the Second Amendment absolutist, and Ian, the conspiracy guy.
Hey,
Here we are.
Yeah, we're here. We're hitting the record button and seeing what happens. Gotta head out. Wow, in a very short amount of time to go work on some bees.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do we have? What are we starting off with?
We're pouring some Imperial Brown.
So before we hit record. Whoa, man, that smells like really good, man.
Wow, I licked a drip off the bottle, and it smells good.
Yeah.
I'm also fighting allergies, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. It says
It's got flowers on the label. That's probably what's causing you to.
this rich brown ale was aged in casks which previously held Woodinville rye whiskey. Look for notes of vanilla toffee and the balance of rye spice, meant to be shared with by the fire with pals.
Well, let's start a fire.
Yeah, right.
Got a candle over here. Yeah, that is really good. Like this is the kind of good that I could see drinking the entire bottle by myself. You know, it's not like really good but too rich. This is
My guess is that it being a brown ale and not a stout might give it more of that balance, that where it doesn't feel too rich. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not too viscous. It really, man. So I have not had, other than a little christening of Taylor's front porch last night, because he's moving into his new place. I have not had whiskey in like 3 months, and so that is fulfilling my need to have some rye whiskey, because it's interesting how different alcohols and the whole mash bill or grain profile of a beer will accept certain flavors. I'm trying to think of, well, you think of like, Costian Farms ages honey in whiskey barrels.
Yeah.
And certain flavor profiles will bring out the oak more so than the whiskey, and vice versa. And so just seeing how I don't know that a stout would have showcased the rye as well as this brown does. I'm not a big brown beer fan. I tend to find them fairly boring, but
it wasn't a brown. It was a porter. One of your favorite homebrewed beers was a porter.
Yeah,
little
and that
different.
one, yeah, that was the one that.
You lost under your couch or something?
Yeah, what was it? It was, that one. So there's two different ones that came from that. So the one that was finished off in the whiskey barrel, the barrel had rye in it initially, then it had honey, then it had somebody's moonshine, and then it had a porter in it, and that was, to this day, and it's just like a legend at this point, but is one of the best barreled beers I've ever had.
Huh.
And I'm sure it was well over 14%. It was strong. And then there was another one that was decidedly horrible, to the point that everybody said, yeah, we're just going to get rid of this. And I said, well, let me do something with that. And I did throw a couple cases of it under the bed, and then I think I threw some bombers way in the back of a cabinet and pulled them out like a year or two later. and they were not even close to what they were in the bottle.
The profile changed.
Yeah, it was clearly a beer that was meant to be cellared. And so I brought it and said, hey, try this out. And everybody was like, where did this come from? And I was like, this was that awful beer. And I mean, I had no idea. I just figured it's not going to hurt to keep it around for a while. And I think that was one that I completely forgot about and went to pull some. We were brewing enough back then that we were saving all of our glass. And so I had cases of glass under the bed.
Oh, yeah.
And I pulled one case out and I was like, this is heavy, and found that beer in there. And I was like, oh, this is that Christmas, beer that was undrinkable.
Right.
Like it was as bad as any of the beers that we have grossed out over, the mic here, and if not worse. And it had no reason for it to actually get better. And
you have to be the type of person that finds money in their jacket the next year. I mean,
I have found, going through the attic one time, I found some old micro barreled ryes. Like unopened bottles.
Oh, cool.
I was given a case, several years ago when they discontinued that, and didn't, like, sometimes I'll hide stuff from me just to hide stuff from me, but this was like, I thought I was done with all of my micro rye, and I found it. It was like, oh man.
I mean, we were just talking about how both of us try to set things where we'll remember them and don't remember them.
Exactly.
Let alone try to hide things from ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah. But, just to warm up with some nerd beer talk, and, like we like to warm up our listeners with stuff they like to hear.
The riveting brown beer rye whiskey lost my...
So listeners, what are your thoughts on brown beers? What's your personal history with them? No, but there's a lot of things happening in the world. I mean, you just mentioned, to completely shift subjects, nothing related to that. You mentioned, was it 2 lawsuits that one?
Towards Denver and Colorado.
Yeah.
So Harmeet Dillon, and I can't remember exactly where this comes from. It sounds like there is a Second Amendment division that is part of the DOJ now. I might be completing that with that, maybe in the ATF. I can't remember. That is actually supposed to promote and protect the Second Amendment, which is just wild to think that that's a possibility.
You mean her role?
Yeah.
Specifically? Well, she's the Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division.
Yeah. Okay. So it's that particular. So the civil rights, they have a particular division that is to promote the Second Amendment. That clarifies it. Hopefully, that is just, to me, mind-boggling. It shouldn't be, but we've never had anything like that in the past. Mm-hmm. And so, in the last couple of weeks, maybe a week, that agency sent the city of Denver essentially a, I don't know, it's probably not the correct legal jargon, but a cease and desist, or a, hey, stop doing this. They had done a citywide assault weapon ban. And they said, yeah, you can't do that. It's not constitutional. It doesn't fit with brewing. And Denver returned with, yeah, we're going to do it anyway. And I think the Civil Rights Division had given them like a month to comply. And so they said, yeah, we're going to do it. We don't care what you say. And so I think within like 2 days, they hit him with a lawsuit, and which is awesome. I'm glad they didn't like drag it out to the final month.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, good. We're going to hit you with it, and then follow that up 2 days after that with a lawsuit against the state of Colorado for their standard capacity magazine ban. So they actually
standard capacity.
Yeah, they limit capacity to 15 rounds, unlike most states, to like Washington that limit them to 10. And so they're going after states that are doing this thing, and Harmeet Dillon said something to the effect of that they want to make sure that it is legal for every American to own an AR-15. That's their long-term goal. So
yeah, because they don't actually have to, like, Department of Justice doesn't necessarily have to go after each individual state if they set the legal precedent. You know, if they win the case,
or they get in the right circuits.
Yeah,
I think that's how that works. I mean, I'm talking on my butt,
but my thought is, like, if they set let's say it goes all the way to Supreme Court or something like that.
That's where it can change for everybody.
It sets legal precedent, and then lower courts are less likely to rule against it because they're like, hey, this is already precedent's already set.
Yeah, or it just breaks it down for each state.
Yeah.
So that is the goal, and I think that is why strategically they're going after Colorado. One of the things that because I was trying to figure out how it will affect us in the long term, because these things happen from different state to different state, and it's like. Is it ever going to affect Washington? You know, who knows? Or California.
We just keep seeming to go backwards.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Oh man.
I mean, I remember feeling urgency. Like, once I realized, you opened mine eyes to the glory
of Eugene Stoner.
Well, I hung on to those AR-15 lowers for a while.
Yeah.
And then, because you said, hey, these things go up on Blem on the Blem site for Arrow, and you could snatch them up pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think the cheapest one I got was like $35. That was an Arrow, and upwards of, like, for myself, I think I spent maybe $80.
Yeah, I think a lot of times they're around 75, like for M1, what is it?
M4E1s.
M4E1, yeah. So it's got the integrated trigger guard and all that. But so I had them sitting around, and then 2020 hit, and I was like, I need to build these things.
Yeah.
And then got them built up, and now I'm slowly building one, helping Joe build one. But that now, good luck getting a lower.
You can't get them.
You can't get them.
Yeah.
I mean.
Legally.
I would have thought that would have happened a long time ago,
but
it just happened the last couple of years.
Yep.
And then the magazine thing, the limited capacity, because that'll definitely stop bad guys. I mean,
every time.
I sent Josh a picture last night from the local Boys and Girls Club, and there's right above the handicap parking sign. There's a
that's
ironically, there's an ironic sign that says welcome, and then below it, welcome. This is a drug-free, alcohol-free, tobacco-free, bully-free, knife-free, and gun-free zone.
So unless you like having a good time,
right,
you're welcome here.
Yeah. Water and volleyballs are welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
That's about it.
Yeah, I like your comment. Sounds like a Baptist potluck.
Yeah. Just bring the Jello.
Yep. Yeah, just make sure you got fruit in your freaking Jello.
Yeah, and don't put mayonnaise on it.
Oh man, yuck.
I can't. It's hard to believe that was actually a thing.
Oh yeah.
But
Betty Crocker's there in 1955 going, let's see what kind of crap these people will actually eat.
But leave it up to Baptists.
I
mean, I'll say we know how to mess it up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean the implication, and this kind of segues into our other topic of, like, okay, so their crime prevention policy is to put up a sign.
Yeah.
And how effective is that? When you walk in,
it's very effective at promoting crime.
Right. If you're looking for a place to target, you're looking for that sign.
Yeah. It's something like 85% of mass shootings happen in gun-free zones. It's nuts. Like, there should not be gun-free zones. In fact, where you and I are, there is no gun-free zone.
Yeah, but I mean, even we have talked about, like, where, like, in proximity to the president or something like that.
Yeah.
Under unique circumstances.
Yep.
But as just a flat line, this is a gun-free zone.
Yeah.
That just is stupid, because under those circumstances, there's extra level of security.
Yeah.
Presumably.
I want to start seeing lawsuits from people who have been harmed in crime in gun-free zones. I made a Freudian slip there and said crime-free zones. I think we should actually just have signs up that say crime-free. I think.
I mean, that would certainly reduce the ink on that sign.
Yeah, exactly. I think that one, if it just said no more fun, it would be more accurate. Yeah.
If it said like anger-free zone.
Anger-free zone. Yep, exactly. If you have angry looking at the sign.
If you have anger in your heart, you're not welcome here.
Yeah. But yeah.
Typically, these are the most like people that feel compelled to put these signs up are either city-operated places or they're places that are actually not super accepting and super welcoming.
Yeah.
They're actually super judgmental, and I mean, kind of like the left is characterized by that, where they're asking for everyone to accept their framing of gender ideology or whatever, but all of a sudden you start talking about biblical precedent, and they're super offended.
Yeah, they're not as welcoming.
So on that front, what level of priority do you think churches and private Christian schools should have for, let's call it safety?
Yeah,
for their students.
Yeah, students and members and all that.
I mean, and that's a broad. I realize that's a broad question.
Yeah,
safety from the stapler, or safety from bad guys, or safety from drugs.
Well, I mean, I think if we're going to have a rooftop, deck, that we should probably have railings around it.
Yep.
For that kind of safety. But when it comes to considering the dangers that are present today, the hostility towards church, the influx of godless cultures and Muslims and things like that, I think that, in transgenderism.
Do you have Islamophobia?
I don't have phobias of much. Height. So whatever that is, I'm afraid of heights because heights can damage me.
I thought you were going to say you're afraid of tall people.
Yeah,
height.
Yes,
just in general.
Yep, don't like being around tall people. Because I shrunk an inch in the last few years, so I feel inferior now.
Right, but you say, like I say that tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
There are those people that would say, "How dare you, make that judgment about those who follow Islam."
Mm-hmm. And transgenders, I put them in the same category.
Right.
Yeah.
Saying, like, why would you assume those people are going to have a higher propensity to violence?
Yeah, because the faithful ones are required to lie about their propensity for violence and then commit it.
Mm-hmm.
And we just see that. And even the ones that are not prone to violence against those outside, their entire religion is based on a angry God, and so they just don't actually care for the people around them in a way that is beneficial. So, can we have Muslims in a Christian culture? And I'm not saying we have a Christian culture right now. Yeah, we can, but they actually have to take their standard has to take a backseat to the Christian standard.
Yeah, and I think just on a broader scale, I mean, the news coming out of Texas is like,
oh man,
broad, like across. It's got range.
As it does.
As many would say, like it. I see things from judge allows Islam, what is it, like a Muslim community to move forward on a mosque or or some sort of.
Or did you see the Muslim Day at the water park? Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. I'm like 98% sure that was Texas. It was going to at a public water park, so a taxpayer funded water park. They had a Muslim only day, and I don't know if it was Greg Abbott or if it was the mayor of wherever this was, but he was like, "Yeah, you do that, and you're not getting funds anymore because this, like, you don't get to like sponsor religion for your water park day. Doesn't happen. Did you find it?
No, I was looking up sorry. I was looking up my thing because I was like, what was the Muslim thing? It was as of May 2026, a Travis County judge ordered the Texas Workforce Commission to abide by this agreement with the developers of the Meadow, which is supposed to be, it was formerly known as Epic City. It's supposed to be a proposed Muslim-centric community near Josephine, Texas. It's a 400-acre Muslim-oriented mixed-use development.
Yeah, for sure. We did talk about this maybe a year or so ago.
Yeah, we hinted at it. Yeah,
they were promoting Sharia law and all this kind of stuff, and
So
it's. I was listening to a podcast. Like a Muslim podcast, they were just talking about how, this is going to be great. We're going to basically.
You were listening to a Muslim podcast?
It was a clip about this particular development, and
I was trying to picture you regularly consuming a Muslim podcast.
I do just to like to
mix
broaden
it up.
my horizons
exactly.
by limiting
Don't be so
them.
narrow-minded.
Yeah, exactly. But Texas, bring it back today where you hold like a Paint Muhammad Art Day, and then you just have dudes standing by with guns to smoke any Muslims that come in. Do you remember that happening?
No.
Oh, man. The heyday of Texas living. They had a...
Texas has range.
They do. They have range. Like they can be like the most statist people by far, and then they can be, they can hold a Paint Muhammad art exhibit and then have dudes standing by with weapons knowing that's it's like, let's attract the fish to the barrel that we're going to shoot at.
It's like Adam Carolla would say, like we're going to he had something about Raiders fans and something about showing up to a cockfight or something like that, but I can't remember the exact riff on it, but I'm just going to drop that and give no context. But my original point was that Texas has range because not only do you have that, trying to build a Muslim-centric community, but also
in Texas, which is just wild,
right? But
like
then,
the only thing that Texas has with to do with Muslims is like heat, climate. Yeah,
basically.
it's like, hey, it feels like home.
Yeah.
Also, what's this dude with a cowboy hat in 1911 pointed at?
Right. But they also have I just saw a article that talked about Indians, not cowboy Indian, but
not feather, but red dot.
The dot, yeah.
All right.
And they are christening homes with a cow. They're bringing they're bringing in cows into their house and christening the home. And
So this is a free range cow. this is like, don't touch the cow.
It was actually don't
touch the cow.
It had a a harness on or whatever, but they brought it into the home to christen it.
With a smoking, steaming
maybe
cow pie.
It showed a turd on the floor in the background, as they're doing this christening.
Is this a real world that we're living in anymore?
I don't know.
This has got to be a simulation. I'm starting to buy the simulation theory. Oh my gosh!
Let's see.
So stupid.
Yeah. Supposedly this family's so I don't know how prolific it is, but you just got
I hope it's huge.
You have a lot of stuff going on in.
Can you rent these? Can we start a business where we rent cows to Indians so they can? Christen their house.
I don't know.
Have you seen these reels? Have I sent you a reel of a couple of Indians? I don't know what they're doing. But it involves a semi truck, and they're walking around the semi truck, and they're literally going.
No, I sent you one. Yeah,
You sent me one. Okay.
That they're Yeah, simulating a real scenario. Or
So I was watching one of my, I don't know why this is hilarious. This one of my favorite YouTube guys has a towing business down in like Sisters area of Oregon, and he'll show up and he'll like tow people out for free all the time. It's really cool. And he got out to a semi truck that needed tow because he does heavy tows. He's got like trucks for towing. Like
so big toes and small toes.
Some big toes and small toes. Yep. Yeah. And he'll go out and tow like out in that area. They have like roads that say that they're highways on the GPS, and so people will drive out there, like typically tourists. So he's like helped a Chinese tourist that like drove his Jeep. Not Liberty. It was even more anemic than that.
Ooh.
Compass or something like that.
Ooh, the Compass.
Yeah,
that is
and
a worthless vehicle.
It is an absolute, and it's a worthless vehicle under any name. But then they put the Jeep name on it, and it's like, and it's Compass. Like it has no direction.
Yeah,
and so this guy like gets us stuck on a Forest Service road, but on GPS it says it's a highway, and so he'll go and help somebody like that out, and he'll also go and help like a 400 axle, semi truck that's stuck in a ditch or whatever. And so he gets a call out to go to this particular semi that's stuck. And he finds out that it's, that because he'll save people money. Either he'll not charge them for the tow, or he'll fix their vehicle for them. It's a really cool YouTube channel. And
what's the name of the?
Casey Liddell.
Okay.
Yeah, look up I Hate Casey Liddell.
I've at least seen a similar thing.
Yeah, he goes out to this one, and he determines, if I remember right, that it is something to do with the drive line, and so he crawls under to fix it, and then like calls off everything, and he goes, the reason that I did not tow or help this guy anymore is. And this has been a big problem, apparently. All these Indian truck drivers that oftentimes don't have proper driver's license, an illegally obtained or a legally obtained but not a real California, driver's license. They cut a hole in their sleeper part of their cab.
Yeah.
And they take a dump out that hole. And it goes all over the driveline and spins it all around underneath there. And so these trucks are having problems, and then they go in to get fixed, and they're covered in sewage. And so he crawled underneath there getting ready to work on it, and then found that it just had been shit on.
Wow.
And it's only from, Canadians that come from other countries.
Right.
We're not having Billy Joe in his coveralls, hanging trowel over his driveline. No, it's Indians that are taking a dump on their driveline.
Yeah, and this is a culture clash. We've talked about this before, where you just can't. There are people that come here that are not looking to assimilate. They're looking to. Like this Muslim-centric community, they're looking to come establish their culture, and hoping it take root.
We don't want that culture,
right?
Here. Yeah, you're not like
they're fundamentally opposed. They have different values.
Yeah.
There is some overlap, but only by chance, not by design.
Yeah, because there just is going to be overlap, and so Hitler and you and I all agree on, trains arriving on time.
Right.
Like it's just because Hitler thinks that trains should be on time, we're not going to oppose that because Hitler, so there's going to be times.
There will be times, but it's incidental, and it's not because we come from similar values.
Yeah.
But
what's the next thing?
We do have overlap on this peanut butter milk stout. It just smells like a
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's peanut butter cup. Yeah.
It does.
It's the classic Belching Beaver peanut butter milk stout. They've been making this for years.
Where did they come up with that name, Ian?
What?
Belching Beaver.
Belching Beaver?
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
But you're holding the stout that started it all, Belching Beaver's legendary peanut butter milk stout, with its creamy mouthfeel, rich roasted malts, and unmistakable peanut and aroma. It's no wonder why this brew has become a global favorite.
Yeah.
It does suggest that if you're not concerned about blood sugar, that you should pour it over ice cream.
Holy crap! No, there's beers I would do that with. This one, it's not the best peanut butter beer I've had, but it's one of those ones that I do just keep going back to.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's not. I could definitely see how it could be like I do think with a more viscous beer and like more weightiness to it.
They have one that's like there's a different one that's from Belching Beaver that I can't remember off the top of my head that is a little bit more rich. I don't know if it's like a dark chocolate Belching Beaver or what, but I think it's a step up above this, and also this is just like if you just want a good beer with depth and you like peanut butter, this is just one to keep on hand.
Yeah.
It's one that we'll pick up a couple times a year and just I'm not gonna drink two of them in a row, but I'll drink two of them in a month.
It's hit or miss in terms of where you find it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's sometimes in stores, sometimes not. But it's out of state. I think it's Belching Beaver's Oregon, right? Like Portland.
Yeah.
I believe so. And it's only a 5.3%. So it's a light stout, just easy drinking. So we kind of bounced around in terms of what we were talking about, but somehow we went from security to Indian cows taking a crap in your living room.
Yeah.
But I do think it's something we want
to take a crap on their drive lines.
Or the drive line.
Yeah.
There's a lot of poop centric things with Indian culture, it seems like.
Yeah, because was it the last podcast we were talking about the guy pooping on a beach? Did we talk about that in the podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What beach?
It was up in Canada. They were having problems. See, it's this thing with Canadian Indians. Maybe American Indians are,
but calling me out.
It was. Did Ella tell you about my confession to the class yesterday?
I don't know.
I confessed that I found out. I told him, I said, I think I found out something that was hugely embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm at least partially Canadian, probably.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's rough.
I was very embarrassed, but she handled it well. I appreciated that. She didn't mock me.
Nice.
But yeah, there was a beach up in Canada where they are coming across Indians that are just like taking a squat and dumping on the beach, and that
as like a ritual, or they didn't have a toilet.
It wasn't like I'm gonna go off into the the hills, and it was just like, hey, everybody's here, and I've got my
there's sand and there's me,
and I'm just gonna and so this lady comes walking up to a guy that's taking a dump on the beach, and she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, it is my beach. I get to poops on the beach. And it turns out like somebody commented that it was like a husband and wife that do these skits.
Okay.
But it was based on like a news report about there being a lot of poop on the beach because of all these Indians that are pooping on the beach. So
yeah.
Is this the way we intended this podcast to go? This is not.
No. Folks, that's what happens when we try to compress time, We need an hour and a half to work our thoughts out. When you compress it,
an Indian on a beach.
Yeah, it all comes back to poo. There's, aside from national security and UFO pictures.
That's what we're gonna. So next time.
Yeah, next time.
Next time when we have more time, we're going to talk about your level of security
Yep.
and what's reasonable and
How to do
what
it.
sort of responsibility you should take as a family man. So
Yeah, not out of fear, but
Yeah.
in doing it in faith, and also caring about your people. And we can also talk about like how that differs between each person, because
Yeah.
I don't think every person is going to have the same level of concern or awareness.
yeah,
And
I mean, we'll get into it more, but like we talked with somebody today who makes me look like just not a nerd at all about that. And yet I am the nerd to most of our people in our community about security and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it would be a
there's
good
always the
conversation.
next level.
There always is.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to leveling up.
Yep. All right. Well, man, be defiant against christening your home with poo. And
Or your beach. Or your drive lines.
definitely in whatever you do, be obedient to Christ. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Should
All
be
right.
good.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Defiance and Obedience podcast. Come back next time for another dose of constructive contrarianism, curious musings, and fatherhood direction.
It's like, it is my beach. I get to poops on the beach.